afternoon, guys. Oh my gosh, it is boiling, absolutely boiling. It's Friday, what date are we on? I have no idea. 19th of March. No, oh my gosh, no it's not. It is Friday the 19th of April. It's Easter Friday. Yeah, it's sunny. Well, it's gone to my head apparently as well. As you've just seen from the dyeing video, which I've tagged onto the front of this, that was the process on how I did it. This is the outcome. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Listen to that. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I have always coffee dyed. I absolutely love coffee dyeing, but I think I've decided that in future I'm going to tea dye instead. One, there's no smell with it, and two, to me it just looks way more aged than coffee dyeing. I actually don't think I have any coffee dyed papers left. I think I've used them all. No, I think I have actually used all my coffee dyed papers that I had left in the last journal that I did that I didn't video, but anyway, so it's really nice out there. It's like 22, 23 degrees in our backyard, so it's like, right, I've got no washing or anything to do, I'm bored, I've got nothing to do, so let's get some work done. So yeah, I grabbed a paper, a ream of paper, just normal printer paper, standard stuff. I think it was Smart Price, Asda stuff, I don't know, whatever, just cheap stuff, and set to, and this is what I did. As you can see in the process video before this, I used 3 different lots of tea bags. These ones, the main tray, had 5 normal tea bags. They're just Asda brand tea bags, Asda Savoury, whatever they are, just normal tea bags. I used 5, and I used a old metal tin that we have. Put the tea bags in and just put enough water in to cover, straight from the kettle, and then I left it to cool down so it would cool to the touch. Warm but cool to the touch, and then squeeze the tea bags out, get a bit extra out, and then as you can see I line the tea bags up on the chair arm. They're out there still drying. Once they dry a little bit, I just put a little slit in, take all the stuffing out, and then put them back out to dry, because they can be used too somewhere amongst all this disarray and mess that you can't see, thankfully. There they are some tea bags from my last bout of tea stain tea dyeing. Oh my gosh, guys. There, so like I said, I just make a slit in them, pop everything out, and then put them back down to dry out in the sun. These were actually done in the microwave because it were rubbish weather. But yeah, they can be used too. Some of them only have tiny slits in, some have bigger ones, but it doesn't matter. You can make these embellishments and then glue them to a page or whatever. So never throw them away, guys. Dry them out and use them. But yeah, so I was a little disappointed with the tea, with the fruit teas. I can't remember off the top of my head which ones they were, but I'll put them below. One of them was PG Tips fruit tea, and the other one was, I think it was Twinings, and it was Blackcurrant and something or other, but they didn't take very well. But this is the normal tea, and as you can see, you've seen the process. I just put the paper in, smush the tea around, and then pick it up and lay it down, and then that's it. Just kind of drip dry it, and then I lay it off to the side. They were actually, my glass garden table was just at the side of where I was filming, and it had just a normal tea towel where I was laying them down, and I always lay them down like this, so they'll go 2 that way, and then the next 2 go on top, but instead of going that way, they go that way, and then that way, and then that way. And then I did that until I'd done all of the papers in between doing the colours. So when I stopped doing the normal tea and did the fruit tea, I put another tea towel over that. Then I started with the fruit teas, and then I put a tea towel over that to do the next one. Then when I came to hang them up on the washing line to dry them, I got the tea towel, then I put another tea towel on the last piece of paper on top, and then I flipped them over, and then from the bottom, obviously took the tea towel, put a tea towel on the glass table first, and then layered them up. Took that tea towel off and then very carefully peeled them off, and I just strung them up on the washing line to dry. And most of the time, there's 3 washing lines up, and most of the time, by the time I'd finished hanging all of them, because it does take a bit of faffing, and by the time I'd got to the last piece of paper on the 3rd washing line, the first lot were nearly dry. So then it was like, right, we'll take them off, or just go and have a brew, and then 5-10 minutes come back and that first line is dry anyway, so take them off and hang the next lot up. So yeah, but I can't remember what order these are in actually, fruit tea wise. Anyway, as you can see, didn't do much. Actually, I'm noticing now, I don't know if it's picking up on the camera, but I'm noticing now there are actually some slight marks on it, coloured marks on it, so maybe they are dry. They're not perfectly dry, some of them are a little bit damp. They're not wet, but they just don't feel as crisp. So maybe as they're drying out a bit more, some of the colour might come through. I don't know, but that was one of them. The one thing I do like is obviously when they dry. I commented on somebody else's video. Someone posted a video in Tracy Fox's group yesterday about the paper out on the washing line, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly how I do mine. And she'd done the same, where she'd folded it over the top and then pegged it on, and I love that fold. I love the character it gives it. But also when they're out drying on the line, sometimes the wind blows, and with them being wet they fold over and stick to themselves, so you end up with these little creases in them. That was a drip from some other stuff from the other papers. But yeah, so they all each have their own little character. These are never straight, always in different places. Sometimes I cut that strip off, but it hasn't really done much, unfortunately. It's not white anymore, so I guess that's a bonus. It's more a creamy colour now, like a what colour would you call it? Not cream. Oh yeah, like a creamy colour. Not even beige, I don't know, but anyway, cream. Yeah, cream. It's not white, which is stark white anyway, which printer paper generally tends to be. It's off-white. Anyway, and then sometimes paper rips. Some of these. This is back to the normal tea, and as you can see, there's little bits of rips on it. There's folds in it. Some of these I haven't uncreased yet. This is where it's been hung up. The lines are still there. But these are awesome. I love these. That's where the other piece ripped off from, because it was wet. I'll cut them down and use them for other things. But I love all the different things where the wind's blown and it's folded against itself, or the way I've laid them out. Sometimes they ruffle. I don't straighten them out. Gosh, it's hard work to try and straighten them out when they're wet, so I don't. If I lay them down and it ruffles, I leave it and then just lay the next one on top, so then it keeps it flat, but then you do get that little ripple in them. But I don't mind that. I love that. But yeah, so I just love how the process of doing each sheet of paper is exactly the same, yet every sheet of paper turns out different. It's weird. You think they turn out the same, but they never do. Ever. They never ever do. This was the other fruit tea. I'm pretty sure this was the PG Tips one. And this barely done anything at all. It's not even as light as that. But it's crunchy paper. You know, I'll still use it in a journal because it gives that crunchy sound which people love. Well, I do anyway. I'm a bit weird that way. So my husband keeps telling me. But it really didn't even do anything at all other than just make it crinkly sounding. So I was mega disappointed with that. I might even actually just separate these and then just go over them again with some tea. Although I don't mind them being slightly off-white. I quite like that colour because there is a hint of something there with them. These, however, there isn't. So I may just put them to one side and just tea dye them again anyway. And then this was the last batch of... Now this makes me laugh actually. This was the last batch of tea dyed paper, the normal tea that I put out on the line, and it's not as dark as this. And I think it's because it dried quicker. Because it was really, really warm. It had got a lot warmer by the time I come to do these. And these dried quicker than these did. So I think that's why some of them weren't as dark. But these have more character to them. If the video will pick it up, which I don't think it will. Oh yeah, you can, just, well I can through the lens anyway. Along there and down there, you can see where the paper has stuck to itself like that while it were drying. And instead of immediately going and unpeeling it, I left it for 5 or 10 minutes, and then when it were a little bit drier, then I unpeeled it. I unstuck it from itself. But these have kind of like, can you see? Yeah, like little veins going through them. And it's where, by then I were getting tired and my back were hurting, so instead of letting it drip off, I was just putting it in, turning it over, taking it out, laying it down, put it in, turn it over, take it out. I weren't as careful as I was doing the video where I put it in and then turn it over and then let it drip. I would just put it in, turn it over, take it out. You get a bit, can't be bothered after a while. But that's where the extra character from the papers comes in. I love this. It's not showing up through the lens that I'm looking through anyway. It's not showing up anywhere near as orange as what they actually are. But they're awesome. I love them. I love, love, love them. I really, really do. But yeah, I've kind of fallen in love with tea dyeing over coffee. I don't know why. Don't know why, apart from the smell. Oh, I love coffee dyeing and I love drinking coffee, but I can't stand the smell of it on paper. Some of the papers that I were working with before that I'd done my coffee dyeing right at the beginning of my junk journaling journey, it were quite strong, probably because I was putting too much coffee in. And the smell of it on the paper were making my stomach turn while I were actually using it. I'm like, I can't use this, it's disgusting. I tried all sorts as well. I tried putting the papers in some like bicarb soda and that kind of thing in a tub like people have suggested and leaving it for a few weeks. Oh, it still didn't do anything. I tried laying them all out individually and just leaving them in a room that we wasn't using with the windows open and just let the air get to it. Oh, that didn't work. I ended up just throwing them away. I know, I'm sorry guys, I shouldn't have done it, but the smell were just, oh, I was like, oh my god, if I can't even stomach this while I'm working with it, how is anybody going to love the smell of this when they get it? So I just put it down to bad experience and started again. I don't do my coffee dyeing as strong. Well, my coffee is strong now when I'm dyeing, but yeah, I still think that I'll stick to tea dyeing in future. I love that. Look at that. That, is it on that side too? Because this has come off here, that way. Oh, I wish that had have stayed on one piece, in one piece. Them lines are from where this has been the first sheet of paper in this batch, and it's been face down on the chair, on the garden chair, so it's got the slats. That's where the wooden slats are. Oh, what a shame. Awesome. But yeah, see, I kind of did another 2 or 3 lots after the video. There's another one there and a bit more there, and oh, I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Awesome. Oh, there's another one. Oh, I love that. Missed bits there, or it hasn't taken. Oh, that could have been when I were running low on tea. The process as well, all it were was just some plastic tubs that I had spare, an old baking tin. Well, I'm saying old, we do actually still use it. But a baking tin. I just put the tea bags in the baking tin and then put enough water in to cover it. I've just noticed I'm tea dyed all over. Just put enough water to cover it. like sink them in. So when they're sunken, not floating to the top, just enough water in to cover. And then I tipped that out into a tray. And the trays are just literally Asda Smart Price trays that you'd use at a table, or lap trays that you'd put your dinner or tea or whatever on your knee. That's all they are, but I like them because they've got the patterns in them. And sometimes it picks it up on the paper. But they wash really easy. I'm not bothered about them being stained because we no longer actually use them as lap tape, like to sitter. We never really did it on our laps anyway until Cloud Man came out of hospital and we got rid of the table. Then we started using the trays. Now we're back sat at the table, we don't use them anymore. Taylor does occasionally. We don't use them anymore, so they're now my tea, coffee, dining trays. But they do clean up really well to say they're only cheap plastic. I think they were about probably 20, 30, maybe 60p tops each. 50p, something like that. So I'm not going to lose sleep over them being tea and coffee stained. But yeah, so there we go, guys. But look at this yumminess. Look at it. I've no idea how many papers I managed to do, and it's nice enough to still go out and do some more, but I'm exhausted and it's too hot, so I won't. But it's supposed to be nice all weekend, so I might do some more over the weekend as well, because it's nice to be able to stock up on it all without having to use the oven, or microwave oven in our case. We haven't got a cooker, we've got the microwave oven and the George Foreman grill. But yeah, so I might just stock up on some more, do some more over the weekend while the weather's nice. So yeah, and I haven't done it yet. These are kind of like fresh off the press kind of thing, but these will be ironed so that they lie, instead of being puffed up, they will be flat. I mean, they're okay like that, but you get like 3 or 4 of them in a journal and it's going to very easily puff your journal out. So you just iron them flat. You could stand a heavy book on them, but I like to iron them. So, because sometimes ironing them also, you can kind of define the creases a bit more. Instead of ironing them out, sometimes you can make them more predominant. But anyway, so I just thought I'd tag this on to the end of the process video. Waffle at you for a bit because I've not been on for a couple of weeks. And yeah, so this is how I tea dye my papers. And if I was coffee dyeing, I would do it in the exact same way. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I shall be back very soon with some more videos. I hope you all have an awesome Friday, what's left of it, although you'll probably be watching this on Saturday because I doubt I'll have this finished by tonight, by the end of today. And I hope you have an awesome weekend, and I hope you have a fantastic Easter, and I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.